My name is Drew Cameron. For years, I was lost in life searching for answers, with only one goal: create a strong legacy. To do this, I must become someone else. I must become something else. Another day. What's up, y'all? Drew Cameron. Welcome back to another Unload session, where I talk about and give you insights from the ATD letter. It's brought to you via the Unload Journal. Here I give insights to analyze, engineer tools to help you attack the day. All right, this week's topic is about discovering your inner hero. So the headline was how to go from Batman to Black Panther. So before we get started, I'm gonna start with the law of ATD. Hate brews endless problems, but passion is key to being authentic. God looks beyond all mistakes. I put a question on X a couple weeks ago, and it was my thoughts on Batman. And I remember as a kid, I loved Batman. You know, I mean, he had the car, he was rich, he had gadgets, he had the cool suit. I mean, what's not to like? It's Batman. But I put the question about asking, like, did you like Batman more as a child or Iron Man? Actually, 100% of the answers were they like Batman. And you might think, like, what's the point of that? You know, so stay with me for a minute. So Batman is important because cool, he's a billionaire when he's Bruce Wayne. He wears a mask, he does all the things that most of us wish we could do, right? I know I asked a question about Batman, Iron Man, but ultimately, as I've gotten older, I have a deeper connection with Black Panther. And I'll break all this down as we go further. So it got me to thinking about the journey of being the leader of my household, being a man, being a husband, being a father, all of these hats, all of these roles, these personas that I have and I embody like anybody else has a family. You know, you wear multiple hats. There's multiple things that you have to do. And it's a whole journey that you're on a voyage of throughout your life. And a lot of times you don't even realize it, just going through the process. But with that process, there comes a certain level of change and transformation. It's where you become your true self. So why do we start, most of us, like Batman, and then try to innovate and transform into Iron Man, and then ultimately turn into Black Panther or T'Challa with being a king, a true leader? Let's break it down together and get down to why that is. So some people, you know, might call me at times two-faced. They see you act one way, and then when you act a different way, they don't know how to react, or they say, hey, you're not being yourself. So I've been recently asking for feedback about my Unload Journal, marriage, friendship, anything that I can think of, my kids, my fatherhood, YouTube, all these things that I care about, I'm asking for feedback on them. And so I asked my wife, you know, what does she think about my Another Day? Like, I do this segment, it's mainly on TikTok it started, and it was about just reciting quotes, things that motivated me, things that inspired me. A lot of it, I didn't even realize over the time that it was scriptures that I was, over the years, being taught, being told. I was regurgitating them back, but in my own way. So now that I know that, I'm able to use it in a better way to give it back to my kids. And so I do like Another Day. And then I go into a quote like I just started with, how hate brews, you know, problems, right? And then I finish it off with Attack the Day. I was talking to a friend of mine, TW, Terry Wolfield, right? I was talking to my brother and my wife, right? And they all gave me different feedback on that part of what I do. And it was kind of funny, but it was like, dang, you know, my wife was like, you don't talk like that. You don't sound like that. It's like, all right, bet. You know, I had a deep talk with my homeboy. He was happy that I had started the podcast, the YouTube channel, started putting my letter out. Everything I said I wanted to do, started listening to God and actually doing it, right? A friend of mine, you know, has the Warrior Walks. He told me the same thing. He was happy that I started doing it, right? I guess I have a lot of insight and a lot of information that, you know, at times I can send out in a way that people can receive it. So my brother, he was like, you know, maybe you should make fun of, the attack today, how you do it or whatever. Everybody's entitled to their opinion on what they feel. But the goal, or what I understand being on this hero's journey and coming off sometimes maybe two-faced, like you do this one way and you don't do it another way with other people, it's because the person that I would have wanted, the big brother, the mentor, me being an older brother, not always having someone to go to besides God. Sometimes hard to not have someone to come to when you need and want answers. I learned a few years ago about the letter to Garcia and how everything that you already need inside of you is already inside of you. God gives you gifts, gives you talent, so everything you need is already there. You just got to learn how to unlock it. It brought me to, okay, on my hero's journey, on the journey that I am on, who the attack the days are for my former self, my future self, or anybody that may need it and that may resonate with. So I show up and embody what that is and what I wanted. When I do the another day, and then I go through the quote when I do attack today, and it might seem aggressive, it might seem in your face, but that's the hero I want to show up for me. And I hope that he shows up for other people. I'm him, he is me, but I'm just saying, like, that's the energy that I give off. That's where I'm at with the two-face thing. It was funny to me because I know why I was doing it, and I definitely recognize and appreciate the feedback, but it was important for me to do that to get to the next level. So there's a concept about three faces. That's how you work towards self-understanding. So I did a ATD letter a few months back where I dove deep into numerology, astrology, different personas, different personality types. I went all in to find out, I guess, how I worked, how other people around me worked. I read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. I did a lot of work in understanding about three faces. And the public, the one everybody sees, right? The private, the one only a few see. And then the hidden, or the secret, right? That's the one where you're dancing in the shower, you're doing things that nobody knows you do. You sing to yourself, you talk to yourself, you do weird quirks, whatever it is, that's the face that no one sees. And that's really your true self. So I challenge you to show that self. I'm gonna walk through how you can do that, but initially with the three faces and people having these three faces, as I stated before, you have that public persona that everybody kind of sees, that's politically correct, that doesn't want to ruffle feathers. You have that private, that people at your house that are deep into your life, they see, that might be considered personal and professional, right? And then you have the hidden one, like I said, that nobody sees. Funny story here too, there was years when I first got married, and I didn't even realize I was doing this. I was heavy into bodybuilding. I still do. I keep my core tight at all times. There's only a few times that I relax my core. But one day I was like, I told my wife, I said, you want to see something? And I relaxed. And she was like, you're a fraud, you're a fraud. How could you not let me know that that's your real stomach? And I wasn't nothing crazy or nothing protruding or whatever. Now you may have seen the videos on YouTube or whatever, or Instagram where somebody has done that, but it was just funny. But moments where that's the face everybody saw. Then I let her behind the wall. She saw something that was private and that really nobody really sees. You know what I mean? So that's a part of me that nobody really sees. And it's not too crazy, but it's something that I do and I still do. And I told one of my homeboys about that a while ago. And he was like, you're never supposed to tell her that. You're never supposed to show her that. But I did. It is what it is. My wife knows everything. And I just thought that was a funny story that I wanted to share with you all and kind of give you the example of what I'm talking about. But all of these faces are important and pivotal in your transformation. And this is where we're going to go into talking about the hero journey.